everyone, it's your girl Olamide, Olabimpe, Olayiwola, Olamide, Olabimpe, Olayiwola, Olamide. But you already know, yeah? So, I feel like every single time I come here, I'm always apologizing to you guys and be like, I'm sorry I've not uploaded content in a very long time. Guys, I know that I've not uploaded content, but may all of us just get tapped. I cannot apologize any apologizing right now. Basically, I know that I should have uploaded content. I know that we should have done this, but you know, I've been busy. You've been busy too, right? This is like a full-time job, but I'm not going to complain to you guys because you show me so much love and you push me a lot. So thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome to A Good Day in Africa TV and your very own show, Just With Me, Day Food The Way Gets Sent. Today, I'm not come to eat alone. I have another awesome guest appearance. This is our second guest appearance on this show. And today, I went all the way to Asia, all the way to the Philippines. I know the person I'm actually bringing is, you know, there's some people that you call citizen of the world. I'm bringing to you citizen of the world. From Asia, Europe, Australia. Guys, give it up for my guest. The person you would absolutely love, Jan.
Hi!
I'm going to let Jan introduce himself, but I promise you, this person is from the continent of Europe, Asia, and Australia all combined together. So Jan, please introduce yourself.
You're too kind. Yeah, Mita is way too nice with her introduction. Basically, my family moved a lot, and I'm originally born in the Philippines, and then we moved to England, and then Australia, and then now I'm here in Germany because I met the love of my life.
Yeah, boy.
Been 5 years now in Deutschland, and yeah, ich kann auch Deutsch.
Wow. Guys, see what I was saying? From the Philippines to England, to Australia to Germany. Where haven't you been? God.
Nigeria, I haven't, so I gotta visit.
Yes!
I'm coming
Yes,
up.
and this is why I'm going to give you our food. So you have a feel of Nigeria even before you go to Nigeria. So guys, before you guys cost me, before you say that I'm giving Jan our basic food, today we're going to be eating white rice.
You had me at white rice. I'm already in. Yes.
And our very own signature dodo plantain. Say dodo.
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 Good.
Okay, right?
Yeah, it's fried plantain. And of course, our very own awesome, say atadide.
Atadide.
Go!
Atadide dodo. Okay, I'm into it.
So this is our fried stew. And we're going to be eating this. Guys, don't say that I'm giving Jan our basic food. He tried it once and he really loved it. And I thought, I'm bringing him onto the show. I should give him his favorite Nigerian dish, right?
Yes, I tried it once and I'm still dreaming about it till today. So, girl.
Okay, so you're gonna just
I'm keen.
serve yourself and, you know,
Okay.
you can have this
Thank you.
and pick.
Yeah,
can use this for
first
that.
of all, thank you for inviting me to your show.
I know,
It's very.
use this for that. I'll use this.
Yeah, girl, I'm gonna eat with that. Tell you this. if you give me that, I'll eat with that.
Okay, so like you already know, today we're gonna be talking about you're serving me.
Yes, girl. You know, that's part of my culture. We always serve other people before ourselves.
Actually, it's in my culture that I'm supposed to serve you. You're the guest, but
We're like clashing cultures right now. It's like who's gonna serve who if we do this to each other?
okay. So as you already know, we're gonna be talking about our cultures and very amazingly, I don't have any Australian friends. Sadly, I have some Nigerians, some very like really loving family that I know who live in Australia, but I mean they're not Australian. So it is Australian.
By citizenship, I'm Australian.
By
yeah.
citizenship.
I don't look like it, but yeah, Australia's population is growing, and there's a lot of Asian immigrants, so I'm one of those.
Yes.
Can we cuss in this show? Because you know, I'm just like, I'm ready to say some things that I'm like, I should watch my mouth.
I would edit it out.
Okay. I'll be PG today.
Okay. So he's gonna be giving us some of the things that he knows about the Australian culture. Also, of course, he's Filipino, so he's gonna be telling us about the culture in the Philippines. And also, he's been in Germany for like 5 years, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been in Germany for 3 years. And we could also talk about our different experiences. So guys, get ready for a multicultural Gist for Media show.
Hey.
All the party way then they do for Lagos City. Now there where you go find the mommy receipt. She know they carry last yo, she know they greedy. Yeah, kill on wakiri. Mommy yet today want to lay out. Fẹ́ra gèlè lọ síbi ìyàwó. Dádì Sùlíyà wọn fẹ́ lọ ṣayé. Wọ́n ti dé fìlà pé ká lọ jayé. Ọjà wọn làwọn tún lọ ṣayé. Wọ́n pe Sànní Adé, wọ́n pe Bàdó. Èyí tún lè gan o. Wọ́n ní ìjọ tí mo jó lánàá. Ó máa ń tóbi rárá o. Ayé tí mo jẹ lọ́jọ́ yẹn o. Ó máa ń tóbi rárá o. Onílù ṣàmà rọra o. Ó máa ń tóbi rárá o. Ìjọ tí fẹ́ wọ́n wọra o.
You got this.
Come on. Ooh, you did good with that one.
So tell me, what are the things that you specifically love about the Filipino culture? Like, what are the things you do that you love?
Okay, so I have to start with the first thing. When you meet a Filipino, they're just so warm, and you just feel like you connect with them already because they make you feel comfortable. There's no like awkward distance. I mean, because we're living here in Germany, we get used to the kind of like closed people around us, and of course with Corona, it's even more so. And in the Philippines, like people come over for a hug. Like you always like do physical touch, you know. When you meet someone, you either like give them an embrace, or with our elders, we do like something like this. Like if you give me your hand, I would do this. Like this. Yeah. And just things like that make you feel so much closer to people. And I think that is something like the Filipinos really did very well, because in my culture, you always feel like there's a party going on, or you feel part of the community, because everyone's just like with you all the time and trying to like get to trying to be hospitable, you know?
Yeah. I would say that I know this for sure, because I mean, I have a friend who is also Filipino. Yeah. She's in the Philippines now. Sam, if you're watching, hi.
What's up, girl?
And I mean, I met Sam before I even met Jan. And recently, I was having a conversation with, of course, the man behind the camera. and he was asking me about you. And he said, you remind me so much of Sam. It's like you guys have the same thing in common. And he behaves exactly how Sam behaves. Like, Sam always wants to be a friend, ask you what's going on. Like, there's this I want to be your friend kind of thing. Like, you know, you can talk to me. Do you need help? You're so socially, I don't know how you are coping with
we're
the
just
corona
aware.
thing.
Yeah, we're aware of our surroundings,
Yeah.
and we try to like make everybody feel like, or we try to please everyone in a sense, like do justice for everyone in the room.
Okay, so this particular thing, the hospitality from the Philippines, how would you compare this to the Australian culture?
Okay, so in the Australian culture, they are also quite hospitable and open and warm, but it's different because they're a bit more vocal. You know, like they like to talk. How do I say? Yeah, it's like that. So when you meet someone, they'll be like, "Hey mate, how's it going? How's your day been?" It's always the beginning of the conversation is like this. So you get to kind of like, there's no icebreaker needed because people are just already saying that kind of thing, like asking you how you are. And in comparison to Germany, where it's like, "Wie geht es dir? How are you?" is like, it takes a few steps to get you to that point, you know? But the biggest example, in a grocery store, when you talk to the cashier when you're scanning your items, they ask you, "How are you? How's it going?"
And in Germany, it's hello.
Yeah. You don't, girl, if you ask this, if you ask how's it going to your cashier, she'll be like, "You don't know me."
What's going
You don't know me. Why are you asking me this? Honestly though, like this is just a taboo if you do that in Germany.
I mean, when I first got to Germany, it was for somebody like me, who come from a society or like a culture where you have to greet people, like you have to say hi to people, like you literally greet people across all the stores, and then you get to Germany and then you say hi to someone and the person has to look at you again like, okay, so why are you greeting me? Do you want something from me? What can I do for you? Like, you shouldn't greet me if you don't need anything from me. If you're not my friend, why are you greeting me? I wouldn't greet you. It was just an entirely different, oh God, I don't know. Anyway, so back to the Philippines. What are the things in your culture? I mean, I strongly hold that there are bad and there are good sides of culture, right? So there are some things that should be done away with and there's some things that should be, retained. So what do you think, or what are the things that are in your culture that you would prefer they were not there?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I think there's a lot because we're very traditional still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're living in a Western society right now where people are very liberal. I know also a bit about Nigeria that there are certain traditions and values that when you look at it, it doesn't fit anymore in the 21st century of society.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And in the Philippines, it's quite similar. We have, for example, we don't have divorce. That's one thing. So
in your tradition.
Mm-hmm, we can't separate a marriage because we're so very religious and.
Yeah, I mean. I want us to be able to like separate religion from culture.
Okay.
Because I mean, in the Christian religion, you shouldn't divorce, but there are exceptions. You can divorce if there is cheating or whatever it is, but you shouldn't divorce. Like God does not want divorce, but that's religion. So, but in your culture, you cannot divorce. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's very taboo. It's not, if you ever separate from your partner even, the whole neighborhood's gonna be talking about you, girl. They're gonna be like, did you hear about Mary? I heard she left her man. They'd be like really making a scene about it because in the Philippines it's very traditional that the woman is basically like, there's a misogynistic aspect that comes with the relationship, and the man is always the padre de familia, like the macho, supposed to take care of the family, supposed to be the breadwinner of the family. And when they fool around and they be naughty, the women are just there, like they're supposed to accept it all, which I think is like ridiculous and should not be happening at this stage of our lives where we've seen now we have like freaking female vice president in the United States, and we see in Germany we have a female chancellor.
Yeah, the most powerful woman in the world.
Come on, Marco, come on. Yeah, so I think this is very outdated, and that's something about my culture that I really don't like because I look up to women, and I think women are I'm just gonna say it, they're just better than men. I'm just gonna say it, girl, because you guys just have to go through so much, and all the challenges that women face. I could not even picture. Like, you guys have to go, like, your body is legit, like, playing with you sometimes. Like, once a month you gotta do, or a few times a month you're gonna have to take care of a lot of things. And also just the whole societal aspect that for so many cultures, there's still this vision of men being above women. So you guys overcome a lot. So I think, except, for example, the biggest example of that in my life is my mom. Like, I really look up to her, and she was the breadwinner of our family, and she was the one that taught us how to love, and she was emotional. She was there for the kids, and that's why I grew a very deep connection with her. And with my dad, it's just like they're like stones. They're like, no, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna show emotion. No, I'm not here to talk about feelings with you. You do that with your mom. And I just think like that's not good. This is so unhealthy for everyone involved. So that's one thing. So like, don't mind my childhood trauma coming out. Boiling out of me like that.
No, I would also say that it's very similar to what we have in Nigeria as well. I wouldn't speak for every culture in Nigeria because Nigeria is very diverse. Yeah. But for the Yoruba culture, I mean, even some of our proverbs will say that it's okay for a man to cheat, it's okay for a man to have lots of women, but you as a woman, you just have to like keep up with that. Even if you're not satisfied with it, you're supposed to obey. You're supposed to not speak. You're supposed to, there's a lot. And I can kind of relate to what you're talking about. And I also get the part where you say that men should not do this, men should not. I think this is a part of culture that has not evolved. So I think that like every other thing in the world, culture should evolve, and this is also like a really huge, because you'll still see some like people our age, men our age, who would still say stuff like this, like would still say stuff like why should I cry, like why should I talk to you about your menstrual cycle? I don't, like, that's a woman thing, like that's, you know, I don't want to involve myself in this, that's just pick to this. And because of that, I think a lot of us in this generation grew up with dads that we weren't so comfortable with. Like we could only talk academics or talk like straight up talks, and like really serious talks, and not like emotional, or, you know, talk to them about things that really also relate to us. And I think, yeah, this is the part of culture that has not evolved, and I think it should evolve, because I could also relate to that in Nigeria.
Yeah, completely agree, girl. Like, I got really deep into that, and like you too. So, some lighter things about the Philippines that I think is should be changed. Time management. So bad.
I think we have a twin sister or brother. The Philippines is like our twin brother in Nigeria.
That's what's up.
Time management.
Girl, people be coming in 2 hours late. If you make an appointment at like 9 a.m., just prepare to be disappointed, because people are coming at 11, okay?
African time.
It's just add 2 to the time. And if it doesn't pan out and they say, oh no, we don't feel like it anymore, like they will probably text you that at 10:30. If the plans are cancelled. And it's like, plans are consistently changing in the Philippines. So I really dislike that when I'm there, because I'm so used to this system here in Germany now.
Yes, because in Germany, when a German tells you that you meet at 9 a.m., you'll be there at 9 a.m.
8:45
yes,
sometimes.
Like, you'll be there exactly when you tell him to be there, or when you tell her to be there. But what would you say about the Australian culture?
The Australian culture, they're at least on time. And
Like the Germans?
Yeah, not as strict and not as on point as the Germans, but they're definitely not as late as the Filipinos. Girl.
I mean, I can relate to that.
They be pulling some ridiculous stuff in the Philippines. Like, they be like, oh, I'm on my way, and I know my girl is still in the shower. She'll be like, I can hear the water.
I can hear some Nigerians laughing while watching this.
It's legit though. Like, I've seen people do it in front of me. She'll be like, yeah, we're on our way.
I've done it.
We just woke up.
I've done it.
I can't, like, this kind of stuff, I had to really unlearn that. Because I was also this way. You know, because obviously I was raised
there.
Yeah. And
you don't see it as a big deal.
Yeah.
You have to unlearn things.
Yeah, so that's one thing. I think y'all Filipinos, I'm calling you out. Y'all gonna change that, because we got time for a reason, okay?
Okay, so to the last question that I have for you, or like second to the last question, let me start with Nigeria. There are lots of corrupt leaders in Nigeria. I mean, I would say that, right? Like, leaders legit make you go crazy in Nigeria. That's just the truth. Yeah. They say they want to do something and they do the exact opposite, right? Then this goes on and on and on and on in Nigeria. This is just the fact in Nigeria. So how does governance, politics, policies, making decisions, how do these things play out in the Philippines?
Okay, see, I'm gonna start with, in the Philippines, we are very educated. People, mostly, I think a big percentage of our population has at least a bachelor's degree. And that's the thing, we are educated, we have a lot of knowledge, and we are filled with information. But unfortunately, it's the exact same thing, and people are corrupt as hell, and they be like just trying to get money from everybody. You just be paying under the table. Like, if you go to the mayor, he can be like, you can be like, yeah, I'm doing a project for this, and this, and if you can offer him something, he gonna offer you something back, you know? And this is the shit that's like, for me, that's like, I'm used to it.
I really don't know what to say. Like, Cecily, this is the exact same thing in Nigeria. Like, you have to really give someone everything. Like, you go through this particular passage, you bribe somebody. You go through this, you literally bribe every single person. And the annoying thing is, it has been normalized.
Yeah.
People think that it is now normal for you to always do this thing, because if you don't do it, then you're the outcast. You're the devil.
Yeah.
I mean, how do we switch things up like this?
Oh, that's hard because it's like, because I remember taking like a class on like political science and something like this, and you have to change so many things. The institutions, number one, the people as well, how they think. You know?
The mentality.
Girl, that will take generations because it's not gonna like. And infrastructure is a big thing because if the money is not being used in the right places, I mean, I see that in my country. Streets are broken, buildings are like falling apart, you know, and just the country is in a sense of balanced chaos. So yeah.
Really, sometimes I don't like to talk about the governance in Nigeria because it just gets me in some really crazy mood. Like, you start getting so angry, and the most annoying thing is you cannot do anything about it.
Right. It's like, for one person to change something is very difficult.
Yes, it
you
is.
really need to. Oh.
It is.
It gets frustrating. I can imagine. I can feel it.
Yes. And to think that it's almost the same thing as what is happening in the Philippines.
Yeah, we're not so, it's not so visual. A lot of it is hidden. That's the thing, we're good at that. Because as I said, we're good at like putting on our happy faces and being welcoming and like being very hospitable. So we're masters of disguise. Because that guy you're talking to, he's all nice and stuff.
But you would get something from you.
Yeah, you don't know. He'd be like, he got 8 other dudes waiting for you at the back if you don't do what he says, you know? It's like, a lot of that and a lot of like secret dealings that happen behind the scenes. For example, like I just remember not more than 2 years ago, one of the senators, he was so renowned already in our province, but then some scandal came out that he'd been like offloading some of the funds that he's receiving to his personal account. And then it was found out that, I don't know where it was going, but it was like going to him directly, basically, where it should have been going to the state. So when it got found out, this guy went into hiding. Like, you could not find him. I don't know where he went. Like, he probably hid in a hole somewhere because like he's gone. And
till date?
Till today, yeah, you can't find him. I don't want to shout out some names because I might get put on the hit list. Let's not do this. No, but yeah, things like that. And also another thing, when officials go to jail, it's different, girl. They got TVs and stuff in their jail.
Do they go to jail in Nigeria? Like the thing is, in Nigeria, like, you do these things, it's in the media today. They just know how to do the PR. Something else would come up. If it's not football, it's entertainment, it's something else for everyone to forget that, and they'll walk free. They'll walk free. No one else will talk about it. So and you wouldn't even go to jail. You wouldn't do anything. I mean, this guy went into hiding. They won't go into hiding in Nigeria.
Wow, they got balls. They got guts.
Really? Really?
I'm gonna steal your money and I'll be there.
Yeah.
And show you, yeah.
And I think that I'm changing the mood here. This is a very joyous mood, guys.
Come on, switch it. We're switching it up. Come on.
I'm not gonna talk about Nigeria and dampen my show.
No more.
So I'm gonna show you some of the snacks that Jan brought. Snacks that they eat in the Philippines.
Yeah. So all of this you can buy in the Philippines.
Yep.
So I wanted to bring it to here so you can try them, and because you showed me your culture, I can give you a piece of mine as well.
So this is dried mangoes.
Yeah.
How does it taste, Jan?
Girl, you gotta have to find out for yourself. Let's go. Because I can describe it to you, but just put it in your mouth. It's better.
Okay.
Let's go.
I mean, I eat mangoes on a normal day, so I should.
That's one thing in our culture. We love sweet things. So even if it's already sweet, like a mango is already very sweet, they will put sugar in that stuff. They will put syrup, they will put condensed milk. Girl, they be putting condensed milk and everything. Is it good, right? Or, no, I want it. I want
Tastes
it
like mango.
That's good. It should. Yeah, it's like this.
Oh, wow.
The yellow ones. Because here in Germany we have the green and red ones from Peru or India. Yeah.
So what's this?
This is like a little filling cake. Basically, it's like a little muffin with some pandan in the middle. So it looks like this.
Ah.
And then I remember eating this when I was little, and it was
No. I can't eat everything.
no.
I'm just gonna take a little.
But you have to get the filling.
The pandan.
Yeah, it's because it's inside. You know, you see, you have to break in the camera like that. You know? And it's good.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. What would you describe the pandan taste to be like? Because like it's so difficult for me.
I can't describe it. It's really good, guys.
Yeah.
I hardly like things, but I love this one.
Okay, we're gonna keep the whole box. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so basically, you can get all of these things at the Filipino snacks.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, I think that would be the end of today's show. So Jan, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for telling me so much about the Philippines and also Australia and also a little bit of Germany.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's been so fun, and you're gonna eat all these snacks because, girl, I don't have space for this.
I'm a foodie.
Yes.
I'm gonna eat that.
What is
So
it?
guys,
Foodie way sense?
Foodie way get sense.
Foodie way get sense.
Good. so it means a foodie that has sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So say it again. Foodie way get sense.
Foodie way get sense.
Good. Jan. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and you can also listen to Jan's podcast.
Yeah, Filipino Bratwurst. Check it out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to it. I'm there if you want to hear more about me.
Yes, you can follow Jan on these platforms, and of course, I'm gonna tag his Instagram in my Instagram so you can follow him. And yeah, guys, thank you very much. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.